Welcome to Wednesday's episode, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, I finally got a 60 FPS webcam because my other one was shit in the bed. Here I am, captured in full HD, 60 frames, so what up? But yeah, it's Wednesday. We got some more preseason stuff going on. We came across, actually, it was you that sent me it originally, but Spiderax on Twitter, who is a mod on Surrender 20, was posting a bunch of other things that were... We haven't, it's weird. Like, I'm assuming they're able to go into like the game files and like look at this shit before it gets shared, because I haven't seen it on being posted on Reddit, or it's actually not on Surrender 20.
No, haven't seen it anywhere other than literally on Twitter.
Right. So there's some cool things coming. There's a few things that weren't in their little blog, their little blurb, whatever you want to call it, thing. And then there's also a little more details on certain things, particular the Smite jungle changes. So we're gonna looking at that today. Got some pretty interesting things, but really quick, let's go to last week's poll. And it said, we asked, "Are you ready for preseason 13?" 60% said yes, and 40% said fuck no. I felt like adding that in just to like, there's not, it's like, people will be like, oh no, but people are like, fuck no.
Right. You guys must be really enjoying this season as it is. And actually, this is probably one of the better ones in recent history that I can remember. So I'm okay with that. I think in seasons past, I've been like, yeah, it's time to fucking move on. But this year, I'm like, this is where the game feels, I guess, most balanced, more or less.
I mean, I'm scared. Like, what happens when we get to season 20 and they don't know what to fucking do?
That's like another 7 years.
So what you're telling me is the MMO is going to be out and the League is going to be a dead fucking game. It's all about the MMO.
I mean, if League makes it to season 20, that will be impressive.
I will be very surprised. Agreed. And like I know we've mentioned it before. I think we were talking about it like last year with like new champions being released. What the fuck is going to happen when we have 400 champions? Like, there's no fucking way. Like,
seriously, it's going to be just a fucking shit show.
So what are we at right now? We're at 100 and League champions.
Bro, there's so many.
Amount. There's gonna be like 161. 161.
Wow, look at you, dude. Knowing that right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't. That's already a lot.
It's a metric fuck ton.
But yeah, I mean, we got some pretty. Usually, when they come in with these preseason stuff, they're, I'd say, relatively good changes. A lot of like quality of life. Just, people can argue about the jungle stuff where it's giving you auto pass or like recommendations. Like, it may be too easy, but I mean, it's probably just making it more inviting for people.
Yeah, I agree. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's plus everyone's using like third-party apps that do the same shit. So why wouldn't they just auto integrate it?
Right. No, legitimately, you're 100% right.
So, yep. All right, well, let's go into this. Again, we found this on Spiderax. He is the mod on Surrender 20, and he was sharing a bunch of things that we missed, or a little more detailed. But the first two things we want to go over are actually items that aren't being shipped. Right, Phlox? Is it Phloxon or is it just Phlox? What's his name?
No, I think it's just Phlox because there's also Phroxzon with an R,
that's
but I think it's
not
just
confusing.
Phlox. No, not at all. Yes, so they had a couple items that accidentally made it in to the PvE, and then I think I don't know if they removed them or they just said they weren't going to be shipped.
At this time, it's like a no-go.
Right. So one of the first ones is called Sword in the Stone, and it's a 3,400 gold item, which is actually rather expensive. That's
for a legendary, yeah.
Yeah, that's about is that the same price as IE?
I think IE's 36. No, maybe maybe you're right.
It's gonna be pretty close to that. So, according to this, it's gonna give you 55 AD, 35 armor, 35 MR, and 15 ability haste. But it's got an active called Destiny's Call. Channel for 4 seconds to teleport an allied champion. Not teleport 2. It says teleport an allied champion. On arrival, all nearby allies gain
It's gotta
a
be
0 shield for 4 seconds. Okay, so there's got to be a typo there. So you're going to get some sort of shield, obviously. And you're going to be able to teleport to an allied champion. This is like got like Shen written all over it. And then... Oh, it says it twice. Why does it say it twice? Yeah, that's why it wasn't supposed to be there. Okay. So yeah, you're just supposed to be able to teleport to an allied champion. However, they said this isn't ready to ship, and that tells me it's probably not going to make it into the season at all, which is fine.
Disgustingly broken. Like
it sounds.
So you get a Shen
is
alt,
a light way to put it.
a Shen alt, and
but you
it's
get a
nearby allies. It's like an AOE
they
shield.
all get a shield, which is like, why does Shen exist in the game then?
100 plus 250% of your total AD.
Yeah, I think that'll all change.
What happens if Jhin builds this?
Jinny. Wow.
Like homeboy with like, just imagine that, because you can get like 800 AD on Jhin, right? Because all the attack speed conversion.
Right.
So 250% of 800. Can you do math? That's got to be over 2,000, right? So or 1,900. It'd be about 1,900.
Yes, add 1,200 to 800. No, it'd be about 2,000.
2,000. So and then plus 100. Yeah.
16. Yeah. It'd be about 20,000 or 2,000. Excuse me.
That's fucking disgusting. I'm glad they didn't fucking do that.
Yeah, they're gonna need to put some sort of stop on it. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to doing a melee only or ranged only instead of just nerfing the range part of it. It's like, oh no, this is for melees only or something like that.
Like you said, what's the point of Shen then?
Right, you've just eliminated a champion from your game with this item. So I think that's probably also why it didn't ship. Someone's probably like, yeah, so how do you work Shen into this equation? And the simple answer is you don't. But
and then going along with that, they had boots of teleportation. So I don't know, they must have had a boner for teleporting stuff, because this is very weird. I also saw some like people speculating, but hey, they might get rid of teleport as a summoner spell.
Okay,
that would make the game interesting, but
that would. But what do you do with Shen?
Yeah, if they got rid of TP, Shen would be like the greatest fucking champion in the game.
Right.
So okay, boots of teleportation again. These are getting no go at this time.
Yep.
Channel for 4 seconds to teleport to a. It's literally TP.
Yes.
Anywhere, ward, structure, minion, but it's not the. This would be way more valuable, because it's like this isn't unsealed, right? Like you could do this before 14 minutes.
Right.
So, 250 health too.
That's a good amount of health for it.
That's a fuck ton of health.
We'll see what happens. Like we said, these aren't included. Much like the fact that we're omitting the NA Worlds results.
Oh my
these
god!
are not
Do we
included.
even want to
Nope. I'm gonna blow right past that. I caught the EG game.
What's crazy?
Ending
I know.
right before we started, and all motivation to talk about it.
You know what I know? Something insane is we were literally talking about it 5 minutes before we started recording. I already had it out of my fucking mind. I totally forgot about it.
I'm glad you forgot about it. My intention was we're just gonna forget about it. So
yeah, dude. NA fucking sucks, but who
just
cares?
like these items.
Just like these items, too overpowered. But yeah, so let's move on here.
So the first good thing not good, but the first thing that's really actually being included here, getting avoid quick blades.
This is great. This item really needed some help.
This item is only built by one champion.
Trinamir.
Yeah, is there another champion that builds it? I mean, I could see.
You could argue Lucian.
And I could see if someone were to try to put this on like a Riven, but I think there's better items just because Riven and Aatrox. I could see a world where someone tries to use this, but like the crit part doesn't translate over to the champions that really should be using it. You know what I mean? Like this should be a bruiser item, maybe an ADC item, right? But you take the gamble of I'm gonna take crit for something else. So I don't know what it does at the moment, but if you look at it, and I don't know if you have this up on the screen, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So one of the first things I want to look at that I see immediately says Navori Quick Blades. It's got the little descriptor of what it does. It says reduce cooldowns. Right underneath that, unique marksman capstone and ability haste capstone. They haven't explained what the capstones mean. Those are new terms for the game.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even notice that.
that was the first thing I noticed when I looked at this. I was like, what does that mean? So they're telling you, hey, this is a marksman item. So everything I just said like a minute ago about Tryndamere, don't fucking listen to me. I'm an idiot. This is a marksman item. 60 AD, 20% crit, and 30 ability haste.
I think that's very similar to what it is right now.
I think so. I think that part hasn't changed. I think it's the two passive parts here.
Right.
So Transcendence, if you have at least 60% crit strike chance, your attacks reduce your non-ultimate ability cooldowns by 15% of their remaining cooldown. That doesn't say crits, that just says your attacks.
Right.
Now, that could be a typo.
No,
very
it's
well
not.
Could be a typo. Is it just attacks, it's not crits?
So if you look on, like, if you click on the picture so it's big, it's picking up your
That's what I got
screen.
it. Right,
if
right.
you look on your right, the little blurb says, note, exclusive with IE, all attacks get the refund, not just crits, not final tuning. Obviously, it's PB.
Got it.
Yeah, so you have to have 60 crit, kind of like how you have to have 60 crit for IE
Right.
to come online. Because right now it works off, you have to crit to get that refund.
Right. Which
So,
I like.
I mean,
Maybe
I think it's a fair.
more chance.
I think it's a fair trade because 60 crit. That's you have to have 2 other items.
yeah, but
on
this
top
next
of
part, this next part's pretty fucking gross.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your abilities deal up to 20% increased damage based on crit strike chance. Does this just become an Ash item?
This is like
It's definitely a Lucian item. 100% Lucian item.
it is.
But-
I think any crit marksman's gonna fucking nut over this.
Right, I'm just thinking like here's Ash, a champion that doesn't do a whole lot of, she doesn't do crit damage, right? Because of her passive. But you can get your abilities to do more damage just based on how much crit you have, which is kind of already in her build anyways. That's kind of gross.
Also, it's kind of gross to think about Ash taking this. Your hawk shot is gonna be up
Yes, a
a lot.
faster.
I do believe, was it, who was it? Was it Purple in our Discord that mentioned, how Ash's Q
Yes.
works? It only applies once of the on hit when it's doing the
Right.
volley.
Even
So
though
it
it's got the
wouldn't-
stacking damage, it only applies the instance once.
So it only do the refund once with this while it's activated.
Right, but you do get increased attack speed with the volley
Sure.
or with the Q, whatever the Christ hell that ability is called now. It's escaping me.
Not volley. Wow.
Volley's W. Yeah, I knew.
Something shot, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it only procs once, but you do get increased attack speed when you activate that ability. So there is a trade-off there. It's still a good ability. You're still going to get good usage out of this because of the increased attack speed. So Navori Quick Blades, interesting item. Could it kill the lethality builds? Maybe.
I think looking at it how it is right now, like on the screen, it feels very overpowered. I think if anything, they need to lower the ability haste the item gives to make it a little more fair.
Well,
30 ability haste is a lot.
The one thing I will say, this is something that I think people always forget about, is that they see ability haste like, oh, that's more skills. I can cast more skills. Almost every ADC has a resource bar, and the resource bar is fucking trash. Unless they build a mana immune item, that resource bar, that mana is fucking
Or Essence Reaver.
trash. Or Essence Reaver, right. Otherwise it's trash. So you're not it kind of forces you into a certain build. You have to be able to have enough mana to use your abilities. ADCs have very, very low mana regen and low mana pools. So there could be a trade-off there. It's like, yes, you can cast more often, but you can't if you don't have the resources to do so. And I think I say that every time there's a lot of ability haste added to something. It's like, yeah, you can, but if you don't have the mana to do it, it doesn't matter.
Man, this is another champion I'm thinking of. This could be really gross on Kai'Sa.
Yeah, Kai'Sa for sure.
Her auto attacks
crit,
already lower the cooldown of her E.
Right.
So another 15% on top of that, like, you're just
What
gonna be
about,
permanent visible.
What about Senna? Their auto attacks lower her Q.
That's true. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
so-
it's gonna be constantly up. We don't have to spend too much more time on this. I'm very curious about the marksman capstone, what that's gonna mean.
Right.
Because I mean, if that means certain items can't be abused, like if trying to think of an item, like what's something stupid that range abuse that, like
Man,
I mean, we've been I mean, we've been seeing like Graves using Gore Drinker. That's
Yeah,
weird.
there you go.
So I'm curious.
Sunder is one of them.
Sure,
That gets
that's a good
abused
one too.
by marksman that like is dumb because that really should be a melee item.
I would just be worried that that would kill diversity too much because it's like sometimes it's overpowered, but then again they always fine tune this thing. It's like fine tune these things where it's like, oh, if you're melee you get this much damage, or if you're ranged you get a little bit less or whatever.
True.
So I'm curious. It's a new thing.
Yeah, no, it should be
See
interesting.
how that pans out. But overall, this is a great upgrade for this item. It's gonna be. I could see a lot of people building this now.
Yeah, it's very weird that literally nobody builds it currently, so it should be interesting to see for sure.
Alrighty. Next on the list that I saw were some changes to Archangels and Serifs. This item kind of feels weird now because you get ability haste, right? When you based on your mana. I think that's what
I think so.
Let me look at what it's on the LoL wiki, what exactly it says, because it's kind of annoying.
Is it ability haste based on your max mana, or
why is this not telling me?
Because we're
here, wait. New effect. Grants ability haste equal to 1.3% of your bonus mana.
Oh, bonus mana. Okay. Okay, so some champions when they build this aren't building other mana items. Some are. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some people are still gonna go, like Leandries or whatever. So you're gonna get more on the mana side of that, but some champions aren't. So that's not terrible.
I always did feel weird that let's see. They're getting rid of the health, because remember it granted, how much health did it grant? 250 health.
Right.
So they're getting rid of that. It now has a base ability haste, which I always felt was very weird that it didn't give that.
Yes.
Because does Manamune and Manamune give, or Manamune does that gives you? I believe that gives you ability haste.
Gives you 15 ability haste.
Okay. And then now the AP is going from 60 to 100. And then the passive is now grants AP equal to 1% bonus mana instead of ability haste equal to half a bonus mana, tripled for serifs. So I like that. Give me more damage. I feel like you're going to be building this on... I mean, inadvertently, this could make fucking Rise really OP.
Right. I feel like it is too much of a safe item that mages just build because it's safe and it lets you cast more often. Like, there's no real risk reward system with this item, right? You get that little bit of healing off of it, which is not a whole lot, admittedly. You have to play a very high mana mage if you want to get good amount of healing. But considering the Catalyst of Aeons is back, I think it's good that they removed the health off of this item. I think it was added because they got rid of Rod of Ages and Catalyst of Aeons. And so bringing those back lets them turn this back into more of a damage item and still keep the healing passive. But
here we go. Here's another little blurb. He says, so it says Serifs now grants 3 ability, I'm assuming ability power, for 5 seconds every time you damage an enemy, stacking up to 5 times. Serifs no longer heals you for 25% of the mana you spent.
There we go. Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So that'll be a nice little change.
Build path is changed to Tier, Fiendish Codex, and Needlessly Large Rod.
I also like that it's getting an updated icon. I'm sorry, I totally cut that off.
No, you're fine. The icon looks way better.
Oh, way better. I'm looking at the old one. That's far more cartoony. It actually kind of looks like Nami's tail, really.
Yeah, it does.
And this new one looks like an actual staff.
Also, yeah, this is rewarding me. It's supposed to give you more like damage, whereas like the live, its build path is Tier, Kindle Gem, and a Blasting Wand.
Yeah.
I don't like just sitting on a Kindle Gem. Like, sure,
Kindle Gem was just for the ability haste.
And the health. It was for the health.
And the health, right.
But
Which
now,
is also very weird that like you didn't get base ability haste.
That's what I'm saying.
Considering you build an ability haste, like I don't know why they never changed it to like a giant's belt. Very interesting.
Well, it's changing now. I like it.
Yep.
Cool. It's gonna be broken on Rise. So, alrighty. Let's move it down to. Let me just double check, make sure there was no other items. No, I don't think there was. Cool. So we're good. We'll move on to the jungle now.
System. So, Chemtech Dragoon, Drake, Dragon, whatever you want to call them. Updated details. So, you're gonna get 5% tenacity and 5% per heal and shield.
What did we
power percent? Sorry, I think that per is wrong. 5% heal and shield power per stack, much like adding a Forbidden Idol or is it Revitalize? I think that adds the extra percentage. So it's gonna give you like another stack of something like that. So
what did we? I can't remember what we. Yes, what we thought, because obviously they didn't give us, and these numbers can change, of course.
Right.
They didn't give us numbers when they first introduced this, like last week's episode. What did we guess the heal and shield power? Do you remember?
I don't, but I feel like I probably guessed it would be 3.5%, not 5. I wouldn't have thought 5%. I think 5% is kind of a lot. But then again, 5% for heals and shields is kind of low, actually, if you think about it. So I could have just been underestimating what the amount is. But I don't think we actually, or I don't recall actually guessing. Let me put it that way. Chemtech Soul grants 10% damage reduction and 10% damage while below 50% health. I know we didn't guess on that part. I just assumed it was going to be similar to like the opposite of Absolute Focus, which is called Last Stand in the Yellow Tree.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. The 10% damage reduction is huge. I
just
mean, any
flat damage reduction?
Huge. Yeah. Like Galio with this soul, dude. Aurelia. Master Yi. Who else has damage reduction built in? I feel like there's 18 fucking champions.
Alistair? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Alistair with the ulti. Who would also like the extra 5% healing per stack. So, I mean, that's another thing, too. And, of course, if you have the soul in the game, you're getting at least 2 of those. At least. So, I think it's pretty crazy.
What do you think in comparison to the other dragons? Where would you rank? If you had to rank them, like, 1 out of 6, because there's going to be 6 dragons again. Like, where would you rate this?
I would... Okay, so... If you want my dragon
tier
ranking...
List? Let's do it.
My tier list... I still think Hextech's at the top. I think having ability power and attack speed is just fucking broken. Because that works for everybody really, really well. So I would put that at the top. Close second, it might be Cloud Drake. Cloud's pretty strong now. Is somewhere between Cloud and Ocean. And then the tier down is going to be like Infernal Mountain. This, I think, will slot in that Cloud Ocean area somewhere. I don't like have those exactly tiered. I would have to really do a lot of studying, and it's not worth your time right now for me to figure all that out. But somewhere in that like tier 2, and then I think Infernal and Mountain are a tier below. Not that they don't have a good place in this game. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, Mountain giving you resistances is really nice. It's basically damage reduction, but flat 10% damage reduction on the soul is fucking insane. Tenacity is insane. I think that's better than the tank stats from Mountain. But I don't feel like there's really one dragon that's particularly way stronger than the rest right now. Even with these changes, I don't think it's way stronger than the rest, except for Hextech Soul and Hextech Dragon. I think that's by far the strongest.
I'm trying. I would probably argue. I might push Cloud. I guess it depends on like okay. I think
it's kind of comp specific, right?
Of course. I also think. I think Ocean. Regular Ocean Dragon to Soul, there's a huge difference. Like I think Ocean Soul is probably the most powerful, but like Ocean Dragon by itself is like, it's okay. Like it's kind of, what is it? It's like 3% of your missing HP every 5 seconds.
Yeah, remember when it used to give you mana?
It was broken back then.
It was really good when it gave you mana.
I would probably as base, I think the Cloud just for movement, map movement and like slows is pretty gross. I do like the attack speed and the ability. Hey, I mean, they all got buffed, and it was, what is it? Is it 9% per shit now, right?
I think so.
9 attack speed, 9 ability haste. That's pretty big.
I think so.
I think overall I would probably slot this into like tied for like third or fourth on like tier list.
Okay.
So kind of in the middle of the pack. Definitely not the
Right.
worst. Like the soul is very powerful.
I think the soul's dumbass powerful.
So yeah, I mean, let's just hope this doesn't shit the bed and become broken, and they end up having to remove it less than a month after the season starts.
Right. What did they say that the I can't remember what they said they were gonna do for the map change.
Oh right, I don't. Oh, you don't remember? It's the fruit and
that's right.
Big.
I think that part's pretty good though. I think that part's pretty powerful. Like the actual map change is super crazy. Like I think Cloud probably right now currently has, well, somewhere between either Cloud or Hextech have the best map changes. Infernal just opening up the map just is interesting, and Mountain closing the map a little bit's interesting, which is weird because I feel like they kind of do the opposite. Like usually you would think like Infernal, obviously it makes sense for Infernal to open up the map, as obvious like a volcano would kind of erode the map. That makes sense like thematically, but because it's the damage dealing one, you would think you might create some more choke points. That way you could actually deal your skill shots in a straight line, have a better chance of hitting them. That would increase damage output, right? Mm-hmm. And vice versa with Mountain. If Mountain creates more choke points, where you would think it would release choke points, so the tanky stats will work a little bit better. Maybe that's just kind of my thought. Those are by far, I think, the worst map changes, and then I think Ocean Soul is the next worst, because it's just putting a lot of honey fruits in extra. No, it doesn't even have. Is Ocean Soul extra bushes, or is that Cloud Soul?
Extra
bushes.
So
you have extra bushes and extra honey fruits everywhere. Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, I forgot to mention that Infernal has extra blast cones.
Yeah.
Ooh. But Cloud having that movement speed area, fucking insane. And Hextech having the portals, even though I always forget to use them, they're actually super fucking helpful and insane. So I think this is going to slot in just maybe a tier below like right with the Cloud Soul. Or Cloud map. Sorry. Ocean map, right with the Ocean map. It's going to be kind of similar.
Oh. Question, or maybe poll for the episode. Do you guys think this is like... maybe like are we happy about this dragon? We just kind of about it, or just like completely against it?
Yeah,
let us know.
I don't think it's going to be as OP as it was before, so I'm happy about that.
Or frustrating. The map sucked.
Right, I can totally tell you I'm 100% happy about that. Personally, I think it slots in nicely being kind of an average dragon. It doesn't need to be overpowered, doesn't need to be underpowered. I think it's a good addition, and like I said, it fits right in with everything else. It should feel pretty natural.
Alrighty, let's move on down to Smite. So there's a few things here, a few numbers. Again, they can be changed, but just a little extra information. So the first one I'll talk about is the base Smite. So you can choose between 3 smites now, which is there's a wolf, there's a fox, and a frog. So there's red, blue, and green smite now, which is what they used to be, right? Green smite was fucking again, whatever. So base smite no longer heals you on camps. That's big. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Base damage increased from 450 to 600. So again, that's fucking big. And then the first upgrade now allows transform. Wow, someone really didn't proofread this. First upgrade, come on, Spider Axe. First upgrade transforms into Primal Smite and allows you to smite champions and deal 20 to 160 true damage and slow by 20% for 2 seconds. So you start the game with 40. I think they literally call them treats. 40 treats.
Yeah, I think so.
As you kill large jungle monsters and epic ones. Let me see if I can find it in here. Large jungle monsters, so you're talking about your blue buff, your Gromp, the main ones, those will give 1 treat to your little guy. Killing Dragon, Baron, Rift Herald is going to give you 3. So
Okay.
a little bit faster to upgrade.
Right. That's gonna force objectives early too. So that's pretty cool.
So then once you get 20, right, once you get to 20 snacks halfway, that's when it upgrades to Primal Smite. That allows you to, that's when you can channel when you can smite champions again.
Oh, okay.
And then the smite upgrades to 900. So we're halfway through.
Right.
And then finally, once you fully consume all the treats, that's when it gets a little bit different based on which buddy little companion you take. So let's see. You want to tell me about? Let's do the blue one, the fox. It's gonna tell you the main effect at the top. If you see it. So start with not. It's called not a. It's Ionian Cloud Leaper.
Right. Okay, so I see summon not a fox to accompany you. Was it what?
It's just funny. It just says not a fox.
I know, right? All right. I know the other ones say like not a wolf, not a frog. I think it's funny. So summon not a fox to accompany you while in the jungle. When fully grown, your companion grants the following additional effects: take 30% reduced damage from epic monsters while 2 or more ally champions are nearby. That means when someone says do Baron, you fucking do Baron. Gain 35% move speed, decaying over 2 seconds upon entering brush. Increase to 60% when killing large monsters.
That is gross.
Absolutely. Not a fox treats. A friendly companion accommodates you. Or
that's the base
accommodate. One. Accommodate. Why would it say accommodates you? That's so dumb. Obviously empowers your smite. Okay. I think
it's the same thing. And then once you get to when you get to 40 treats consumed, you get that top effect with the movement speed.
Right.
And then upgrade smite again to deal 1200 damage to primary non-champion target and 50% of the damage to nearby monsters.
That's like AoE smite.
We got that purple smite back, baby.
Yep. Now, what's interesting, and I'm just looking at kind of all of them as they're posted here, they're all gonna have a slow on them. So there's no chilling smite versus challenging smite. They all have the same. Yeah,
it doesn't matter what color you take.
Right.
It's gonna have the same effect when you smite an enemy.
Right, which is cool. I like that.
That's fine. Much
more predictable.
Yep.
Okay. We gotta go over not a wolf.
Not a wolf. All right, here we go. So when you are fully upgraded after 40 treats, take 30%. Oh wait, is that the same?
That's the same thing. So looks like that's gonna be the same.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so damaging a champion with, collect 100 Ember Stacks over time by killing monsters up to 100. I'd be very curious to how long. It doesn't give us the exact numbers on how many you collect, I guess, but
right. It sounds like it's going to be something that you collect pretty quickly. So like if you're running, you're gonna collect it, and
maybe it's like how Fleet Footwork or the Energize like rapid fire cannon.
Yeah, this is over time, which is interesting. I would think it's movement, but maybe they don't do movement because they don't want people just running back and forth because it's kind of gross.
So anyways, damaging a champion with 100 Ember Stacks slows enemies by 30%, decaying over 2 seconds. I'm assuming that's on top of the smite, the normal smite.
Well, you don't have to smite them to get the slow, right?
Oh,
you can
right,
smite
it's just
for
damaging.
Additional slow. Yeah.
Well, so okay, again, but you can also smite to get more. Whatever.
Right.
Over 2 seconds, and then burns them for 4% max health, true damage over 4 seconds. So it's kind of bringing back a little red smite.
Right.
How do you feel about that? 4% max health, true damage. What is red smite now?
It's kind of a lot. I don't play jungle, so let me look at what challenging smite is. I don't really know.
I got it. Let's see. Why?
Challenging smite.
Holy
900 shit! Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying. I looked it up, and the first thing brought me to a LoL wiki, and it's giving me the smite that was in the game years ago. It's giving me purple smite.
Oh, that's very weird.
What are you fucking doing?
Challenging Smite can be cast on enemy champions to mark them for 4 seconds, reducing the target's damage dealt to you by 10%, empowering your basic attacks and ability damage against them to apply a burn that deals 48 to 125 based on level true damage over 3.25 seconds.
Okay.
So I think you got a lot more. I don't know if it's every hit. If it reapplies a burn and it starts over, do they stack like that, or is it just a reapplication?
I'm assuming. Well, once you have 100 Ember Stacks, you're gonna hit them. That Ember Stacks are gonna get consumed.
Right. And I'm just trying to think of how it compares to challenging now.
Okay.
Versus where it's at, because I don't really know how that works. Does it go on a cooldown after you hit them, or is it for every attack you have in that 3.25 seconds? Apply another stack.
It's got to be
dot.
It's probably just over that time. It's like one.
That's what I would think. That's a lot of fucking damage.
Because I know it doesn't do. Yeah, if it did continuously applied it, that'd be a lot. I don't think it does that though.
Yeah, it's not like old Udyr Q, right?
Exactly. But how do you I mean, if you're going up against a really tanky motherfucker, and we know there's some items that are giving you a fuck ton of HP, 4% max.
That could be a lot.
That's a lot.
That could certainly be a lot.
Okay, so
all
right, and then you want to do the frog one for us.
Lastly, we got the green one, the not a frog. Obviously, you take 30% reduced damage from epics while 2 or more allied champions are nearby. So again, with all of these, when your jungler says do dragon or do baron, you go do them. Killing monster camps grants a permanent 75 to 330 health shield. That's based on level. The shield also regenerates after 10 seconds out of combat. While shielded this way and for 3 seconds after the shield breaks, gain.
We have no idea.
Treats, yeah, just there's nothing there. So, yeah, I don't know.
To be continued.
To be continued. Yeah, they really didn't give us anything to go off of.
I could totally see it saying like gain movement speed.
I did. Okay, this says new jungle item details. These replace Ember Knife and Hailblade. Items for Noxian Ember Cat and the Ixtalia Ixamander. Very placeholder for the frog. Or Ionian Cloud Leaper. So yeah, they just... the frog seems to be a placeholder. They haven't figured that out yet. So that should be interesting. That permanent shield.
That's pretty big.
Does that just stack? Like every time you
No way. It probably just refreshes.
Because like... Killing monster camps grants a permanent 75 to 330 shield, dude.
There's no way it stacks.
That's like a mountain soul that just like that. I'm with you, but it doesn't say that it doesn't stack. I would think that if you're getting a permanent health shield, it's going to stack. If it's killing monster camps, not killing this many monster camps, just killing monster camps in general.
The way I'm taking it is like, so say you have your level 18, you have the 330s, the max shield.
Right.
If you use like half of it, which would put it to, you would just, whatever that half of that shield amount, it would just go back to 330. It wouldn't add 330.
But it regenerates after 10 seconds out of combat.
Right. I don't think it's going to be like the way you think it is.
I hope not. That's fucking gross. And if it's the other way, it's kind of weak. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, free shield that you just get. Imagine if you had that stacked on top of Mountain Soul though.
Right, I want to know what happens after the shield breaks. Is it going to be like Crown of the Shattered Queen?
Oh, you think there's a cooldown?
Well, it says while shielded this way and for 3 seconds after the shield breaks, gain.
Oh, they could. Yeah, they might be adding stuff to it.
That could be like Crown of the Shattered Queen, right? It's like that. You have the shield up, and then when it breaks, or up until it breaks, and for a few seconds after it breaks, you still keep those AP bonuses. I wonder if they're going to do something similar here.
Maybe
you get. Movement speed and a nominal amount of AD or AP or adaptive damage, and then
don't give them ideas. That sounds insane.
I said nominal amount. I'm talking like 10, or like an increased, like a 2% increase or something to your adaptive damage, whatever that is. Obviously, I would think this is more for a tank style jungler if you're gonna take a health shield.
Yeah, of course.
So they're not gonna have high damage anyways. So you could probably push something small, like a 2%, maybe 3% is pushing it, because Infernal Dragon is at 4 or 6% now.
6. I think it's 6.
So you might be able to push 4% on the damage, just to like a mini Infernal almost, or even half at 3. You know what I mean? It would be my thought of where they're going with that, but I could be totally wrong. I think adding movement speed though would be by far one of the first and best things you could do. So,
All right, which one do you think is the strongest? I think they're all very good in their own.
I can't rate Frog because it's not complete. So really, I'm between Fox and Wolf, and I think that, man, I gotta say, I think that Wolf is better. The 35% decaying movement speed entering a brush is kind of duty.
Fox?
Yeah.
You said Wolf.
No. I'm saying I would go with Wolf. I think it's stronger because the Fox one I think is weak. The 35% movement speed decaying over 2 seconds upon entering a brush increases 60 when killing large monsters. Seems kind of weak in comparison to the 4% health true 4% max health true damage.
Oh, it's weird. I'm the opposite. I'm gonna movement speed. Do you remember when Kha'Zix are like you just walk into a brush and you just get bursts of movement speed?
Yeah,
that's fucking insane. Like,
but I feel like Kha'Zix could just take the burn damage.
Well, sure. Oh, I'm not talking about taking this. I'm just saying in general. Like, you're gonna be zooming across the fucking map.
The only one that I see really making real good use, like I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Besides
any assassin champions, I feel like can just.
But yeah, I was gonna say the burst champions, like Evelyn, I can see using this really well because she's gonna go in and out of bushes anyways for invisibility's sake. And maybe like a Twitch jungle could use this just to move around and get to where he wants to be. But I just like 4% max health true damage over 4 seconds is pretty fucking gross.
Well, yeah, I mean, but think about it. Like, if your target's not building HP, it's not gonna do shit.
Sure.
Like, if say the ADC has, obviously it'd be like 1,000 HP, it's only gonna do 40 damage. That's nothing. Over 4 seconds, so 10. Yeah, I don't. Again, it comes down to what teams, what
your comp is, and what champion. Obviously,
I just feel like getting a burst of movement speed. Champions that are power farmers are gonna go nuts on this. Think of like a Graves, just fucking auto shot, like one shotting camps and just moving, or like an Olaf, just fucking getting that and just zooming. They're gonna be all over the fucking map.
That's true,
but it's. Both are good in their own, and maybe the Frog is going to be insanely broken.
It could be. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if you're getting a what else do they add? Are they gonna add like some sort of health regen or something? Like, I feel like obviously, like the blue is clearly move speed, the red is clearly damage. It tells me the green if it's gonna be like shieldy or whatever. I'm thinking like some sort of health base, right? The green tree is the tanky tree. And so it's going to be more tanky and just the way I'm reading it or picking it up or whatever.
I mean, they potentially could not add anything else. I think
they could leave it as it is. I think it's okay.
Just getting the shield is fine.
Right, but they clearly wanted to add something else. They clearly had ideas about it. So I don't know. Who knows? It should be very interesting. And this is all we have right now, guys. And this is just new stuff. This obviously. Serifs Embrace and Navori Quickblades aren't new, but the fact that they're almost drastically different from their current state is pretty damn new. It's not just like a buff or a nerf here. It's like these are different, revamped. So
but that is it for now. I'm sure there'll be more stuff to talk about. But yeah, guys, let us know.
I want to hear from you guys what you guys think is going to be the best companion here and why. Why do you think it's going to be that way? We talked about our thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts.
It's just for the sake of it, just assume there's not going to be another effect for the Frog. Just take Frog, it as the shield.
Take Frog as is. And feel free to respond on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or on Spotify directly. We check all of those. Even Anchor. I think you can comment Anchor. You can voice submission on Anchor, obviously. That's one we haven't had in a while. Those are always fun. Yeah. So any of you guys that are newer here, check out the voice submission link. It's actually pretty fun. I like to hear your guys' voices and how you're explaining it. Sometimes the inflection you're putting on your explanation can kind of change the way it's received or whatever, or the way it's understood. So that's definitely something you should do if you have a really good point or you're really excited about something.
one last thing to say before we wrap it up. This is our 100th episode, and it's nothing special. We're just doing some normal shit. But this Saturday, let me see what the date is. Is it the 15th? Yep, Saturday the 15th of October, around 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna be streaming. So if you guys want to come and play some games with us, hop in the Discord. We're just gonna be hanging out and streaming for a little bit, and we can have some interactions and have a good time, you guys.
Yeah, come see us. We'll be around. We'll be happy to entertain y'all for a little bit, and hopefully we can get some good games together and have a lot of fun. I know we've done that in the past, and it's always been fun. So I would like to continue that if we could.
As always, guys, join the Discord. Hit the link in the bio wherever you're listening to right now. It will take you to our link tree with everything in there that you need. YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, the Discord. Like I said, go and join us. We just want to hang out, guys, and have some fun. So make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe, whatever the fuck it is, and we will see you on Friday for Champion Review.
All right, guys, take it easy.